Clipping corners and curves. Why do it? Here's why. Well, here are 3 different types of clippings you need to do. This is just a regular square one. Now, when you turn it inside out, these fabric pieces will be folded into the inside, and the corner becomes very bulky, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. I'm going to push this out with scissors, which is how I always invert my corners, but you can't even really do it. You get a bulky, messy, fat corner. That's very easy to fix. All you have to do is clip off the corners, and then all of that extra fabric is gone. Of course, don't come too close to the stitching, maybe within about 1/8 of an inch, even a little closer. And then just turn it inside out, and the corner is beautiful. Isn't that nice? And then, of course, you can iron it and top stitch it or whatever you're going to do with it. And there it is, nice and neat, nice and flat. So this is the second type of curve. I'm going to cut off the outside of this, and this will be a circular shape. I'm going to cut a hole in the back and turn this inside out. So when I go to turn that inside out, it's a similar result that these pieces of fabric all get bunched up, not in a corner, but inside of the curve because they have nowhere to go. So here you can kind of see you get these bulky, bumpy seam, and again, very easy to fix. So you just take your scissors and cut out crescent shapes, and again, don't come too close to the stitching so that you don't cut it. And then once you trim that off, it's very similar, the effect, to when you clip the corner. So you turn this inside out, and here it is, and it's nice and flat. And see, here are the fabric sections all tucked in there nice and neat. Now this is the last one, my favorite. This one is the one I use the most. I have to do a lot of curves. This is going to be a donut hole. So this type of a curve where you're trying to flip this inside out, this top piece inside, it'll be impossible to do because the seam needs to stretch and it can't. This right here needs to stretch and it can't. It just can't stretch. So even if you tried, you would not be able to really invert that properly. This is how it would look. Even if you tried to iron it, you wouldn't get anywhere. So this also very easy to fix. So I'm turning it back inside out and get my scissors and clipping the curve. This is what clipping the curve is. Just make sure you don't cut into the sewing again. And this will allow that fabric to open up and stretch the way it needs to in order to invert that. And so here it is. Goes through much easier because it's stretching, and you can see it right there, stretching. And then you can iron it, and it makes a great donut hole. Yay! Ta-da! That's how you clip corners and curves.